From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Keith Allen and proudly welcoming you to this Monday's edition of For the People on September the 25th, 2017. Back by popular request, we have Chuck Harder, who interviewed Thomas Hefner from Economy in Crisis. And this is back in 2006, but Chuck has always been so way ahead of the curve, and so whenever we can find stuff that's so timely about the economy, stuff that we heard back so many years ago, and to find out here in 2017, here we are. Chuck was revolutionary in so many different ways, and I think today's program on this hour is going to show you just that, of why so many people enjoyed listening to Chuck. Here he is.
Hi, everybody. Chuck Harder. With me right now is a gentleman that I have not spoken with before, but I welcome him, Thomas Hefner, who is with economyincrisis.org, economyincrisis.org. Thomas, how are you? Thank you.
Fine, thanks, Chuck. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you. I think I can apprise people of many things that most people are not aware of, mainly that we're losing ownership and control of our country at the rate of $1.2 million a minute. That's through our balance of trade deficit.
$1.2 million a minute.
Right. It's around our budget deficit, our balance of trade deficit last year, in 2004, was $617 billion. So if you take 1.2 million times 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours a day, 365 days, you get around 630 billion. But that's our current account deficit was 665 billion. But the foreigners are taking that money through the things that they sell us, and they're not buying merchandise with it because we don't make anything they want. They make it themselves now. They're buying our industries. In the last 10 years, we've sold 8,600 of our best companies, companies like Chrysler, Amoco Oil, Arco Oil, MGM. In fact, whole industries, the movie industry is now 75% foreign-owned. That's our thought-inducing, thought-provoking. Kids watch movies 3 to 4 hours a day. That's owned by foreigners now. Our cement industry, that's a choke point industry, 81% is foreign-owned. The TV manufacturing industry, we invented all that stuff. That's now 100% foreign-owned. We're losing ownership and control of our country, and we're deluding ourselves with statistics that are anachronistic statistics. For example, we say our GDP, gross domestic product is up, and it's going up 4% a year. People say, isn't that wonderful? But 70% of our gross domestic product is consumer spending, and there's nothing that we make anymore, nothing that we buy anymore that's made here. So the higher our GDP goes up, the higher our balance of trade deficit goes up, which is compounding at the rate of 25% a year. So the better we say we're doing, the more we go in debt. So we're really kidding ourselves like crazy and saying we're doing wonderful.
Well, Thomas Hefner, you and I both know that Wall Street will admit that the U.S. economy has been propped up for the last 4 years, by what they call MEW, which is mortgage equity withdrawals. Right. People refinance their house, they suck out the equity, they spend it on whatever they want to spend it on, whether it's paying off credit cards, but maybe buying a new car. And the MEW is the only thing that has kept the U.S. economy alive, and that, according to all of the economists and bankers that I read about every day, is coming to a close.
Well, our current budget deficit is escalated. The amount of money, $8.1 trillion. In fact, our government in February can't function unless we raise the debt limit. And the money we're using now to finance our government, we borrowed $700 billion from Japan, $265 billion from China, 180-some billion from England. If the foreigners cut off our loans, we couldn't operate our government. I know that sounds outrageous, but that's the truth. We have to. Our government is functioning on borrowed money from people who we have to compete with. So when we want to negotiate something, if we don't give them what they want, they cut off our loans. So we're extremely vulnerable, and we have negative leverage on everything we do.
I don't know if you got a chance to see the articles today on Iran and Georgia. Now, we're talking, when I say Georgia, I don't mean the state of Georgia. I mean the old Georgia province of the old Soviet Union. Georgia made a deal with Iran today to buy gas and energy. And the payment for that gas and energy is not in U.S. dollars, but in euros. Mm-hmm. Sir?
Yeah, right. Okay.
And that is the worst news for the United States dollar.
Mm-hmm. Well, the United States dollar is, it's not backed by anything anymore. It's backed by good faith and the reputation of the United States government. Up till now, if Egypt wanted to buy oil from Iran, they could pay off in dollars because the dollar was a universal means for exchange. But very, very shortly, people are going to lose respect. A dollar held in a foreign hand is an IOU for which we have to do something to get it back. Mm-hmm. And since we're not selling anything that people want, but our industries, the only reason they'll take it is if they can buy us out. And that's what they're doing. Our whole country is dissolving right before our eyes. I know that sounds hyperbolous and outrageous.
No. For the last 30 years, I have had exactly the similar feeling, and I have done radio shows. And as a matter of fact, CNN hated me so much because they were embedded with the Bill Clinton administration that in 1996, they did a takeout piece on me called Patriots and Prophets. And what they failed to tell everybody is my organization back then that had 120 employees and did $6 million a year in business, half of which went to the cost of services and merchandise. The other cost went to the employees. There was very little left. What they forgot to tell everybody is that Chuck Harder that year made $43,000, and they paid Larry King $7 million to do an hour-a-day show, and they still do. So they're a bunch of, pardon the expression, bald-faced liars, and they have helped bankrupt America with their ties to the Clinton administration. In my opinion, the three presidents who have bankrupted America and done the most damage is George Herbert Walker Bush Sr., Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush.
Absolutely. We've made agreements with, like, the World Trade Organization. If anybody read what they signed, we've given up our sovereignty. I mean, if anybody read who signed the World Trade Organization commitments, they could be accused of being, I won't use a bad word, but very, very, very anti-American, or else self-serving. Anybody who read what they signed with NAFTA, for example, in NAFTA, if you realize what NAFTA is, I'll give you an analogy.
Well, we republished both NAFTA and GATT from the U.S. printing office. They sold 1,000 copies of each. We sold 7,000 copies of each at half price. The entire NAFTA and GATT booklets that are about a foot high.
Okay, that's great. That's good. Well, anyway, if you want to know, you complain about things and I'm complaining about things, but nobody is offering really good solutions. And you really don't have to be that smart to find solutions to our problems. It may be too late, however, but all you have to do is copy exactly what Japan is doing. Japan is only 4% of our land area. In other words, we're 25 times their size. We're 2.5 times their population. We have a lot of resources. Japan is smaller than California. It has no resources, no iron ore, no coal, no oil, no nothing. It only has fish. And they have an $80 billion balance of trade surplus with us. They have $180 billion current account surplus with the world. They're out of nothing. Out of nothing. Here's what Japan is doing. First of all, they would never let anybody buy their key companies. Their companies are national treasures. Their industry, the country has functioned as one big business. They won't let anybody do anything that harms any of their businesses at all. We don't care what we do. It's laissez-faire. We can do anything we want if individual profits, no matter what it does to the country. But the average Japanese has $117,000 in the bank. They accumulate 1/3 of the world's savings. Their whole structure is capital and knowledge intensive. If it takes more than 5% labor to finish a product, they give it to China to do it. Many of the things that come from China originate through Japan. You know, we have a big balance of trade deficit with China, but most of it originates from capital, equipment, manufacturing. Capital and knowledge-intensive stuff from Japan.
All right, Thomas Hefner, hang on for just 2 minutes. We'll return, and when we come back, I will tell you a story that I think you will really want to hear about saving America right after this.
Here's a message to every rapist, domestic abuser, violent criminal thug, and every other monster who preys upon women. Maybe you've heard the stories about millions of us flocking to gun stores and gun ranges for the first time, the second time, and the 100th time. Here's what that means for despicable cowards like you. Your life expectancy just got shorter. Because there's a very good chance your next target will be armed, trained, and ready to exercise her right to choose her life over yours. This is what real empowerment looks like. Millions of American moms, grandmothers, and professional women taking our lives and our families' lives into our own capable hands. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Get ready, get set for 123 Ready TV, the brand new app that everyone's talking about for your PC or Android device that allows you access to most every movie or TV show ever made. Sound incredible? Well, it is, because once you pay $19.99, that's all you pay. Just the movies and TV shows you like without the hassle. The internet streams everything already. What 123 Ready does is it finds them, then delivers them directly to you, commercial-free. There's nothing quite like it, and it's available now at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And before you buy 123 Ready TV, watch the video and see how simple it is to start watching all those movies and TV shows. If you like movies and TV shows, but don't enjoy paying for all of them, no problem. Just pay $19.99 and start enjoying countless titles and entertaining TV better than anyone. Get your 123 Ready TV for $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page. For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now,
Thomas Hefner Hefner is with us. The website is economyincrisis.org. Tom, I want to share with you, during the first Bush administration,